were pulling our pickup through the pasture gate. La 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 la, la la la, la 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 la, hey yeah.
Guys, we got about 10 minutes until we start the online preview. If y'all, like ring help, if y'all want to come up here, we can kind of go over a couple of things, and then consigners, just make sure y'all are getting ready. Mike, do you want to turn this down any, or you think that's fine? So you want to turn it down? I mean, we're essentially talking online. Like, is that loud and echoey, or turn it up? Because it's wired straight in, but as far as everybody in here, yeah. I know. I think this one's a little bit lower. live now, but we're going to start here in about 5 minutes.
What did you say? If you don't pull out what? Hey, we're showing really volume on the internet, so I got to really kind of PG this shit up really bad. Is that what you're telling me?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the first Friends of EFG pig sale. This sale we have organized with a group of consigners here along with the Edwards family. My name's James Glenn from G2 Genetics, and my wife and Kayla and the Stroman family have been organizing and working at getting this thing set up. As many of y'all know, our good buddy Blake Edwards passed away this past year, and the proceeds of this sale is going to go to a scholarship fund in his name. So the proceeds of this commission is going to go towards a scholarship in Blake's name. Like I said, my name's James Glenn, and with me I have Mike Fisher of Fisher Show Pigs. We're going to talk and commentate through this deal. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and start this deal and start rolling some pigs out here. First up is going to be my set from G2 Genetics. We have tags 68 and 69. 68 is going to be a Burt gilt. Above all, just for men, Birkenhoff. This Berkshire gilt would be out of a bred sow purchase from Wintext. The mother of this gilt would be the mother of Secret Stash that was at Laird's. And then the tag 69 would be a 3-litter. That one is an above all, top it off. That sow originated at True Genetics. So we're new to the Berkshire deal. We just got in, and we're excited about the group that we have here for y'all today.
Well, I guess I get the privilege of talking about the show pigs a little bit. But first of all, before we get into these two extremely high-quality Berkshires, I just want to thank you guys for the opportunity. I don't know, I think as the night goes on, we're going to be telling more and more stories about one of our great friends we lost this year, Mr. Edwards. I mean, Blake was a great guy. I don't know if you, the hardest thing in the world is to go out, you think, to go find a good show pig. The harder thing in life would be to find somebody that didn't just love Blake, because he was such a good guy. He was so influential. He was as good a person as I've ever met in this entire swine industry, and he is sadly missed, no doubt in my mind. The two pigs that we have out here that James's family brought, I mean, they can work for so many different things. If you're looking for a Berkshire gilt that can go try to win a big scholarship at San Antonio or hang a purple banner at one of them other gilt shows, you better look in that 2-5 gilt, that one there. That one is as good as I've seen all year, and maybe in a long, long time, in terms of just squareness and shape up high and still having that design and look. That one's extremely, extremely high quality. The male hog, that one there for a pig, I'm not sure when his final show will be, but I'm telling you, he's going to be one that you get up every morning and you're excited to do chores, because that one's wild looking, still got great shape. He jackpots. He wins his breed at most counties I've ever seen, and I've judged a bunch of them. That one there is awful, awful competitive down the road as well when you get to the major deal. So if you're not wanting to put a lot of pigs on feed, but you want a really, really high quality one that gets your kids excited to do chores every day and makes you excited to hook up to the trailer and burn the $4 diesel to go show, look in at this pair here. I think they're extremely high quality.
Coming in the ring next, we have all-star show pigs, and you'll hear some of the stories throughout the night, as Mike was referring to. We have a bunch of stories, I would say, for sure. And a lot of these consigners, as they come in, I'm probably going to give you stories about how I met those guys. A lot of these guys are connected through Blake. LJ, again, would be one of those, because essentially I met LJ through Kevin, Thomas, and it all goes back through connecting towards Blake. So you'll hear some of those stories, and there's so many that we could tell, and we're excited to be here doing what we're doing for everybody. So here for All-Star Show Pigs, we have tags 61, 62, and 63. Tag 61 is going to be 15-6. It's going to be a male pig. It is a Wild Ride Next Intention Pawn Star. Pawn Star would be Buckle Up's aunt. And then the other 15 liter would be 63. That's the other male in there. Wild Ride, Next Intention, Pawn Star, Buckle Up's aunt. And then the 62 would be the 11-1. That is a crossbred gilt. That is a Hold On Wide Awake.
Well, I'm not sure where LJ is tonight, but I'm sure he's hard at it no matter where he's at. But he brought us a heck of a trio of pigs here, and much like the pair that we just talked about, a lot of versatility in these two, or in these three pigs they brought. I can see a lot of future in these two male hogs in terms of no matter which show. If you want to take them as a smaller one to that Fort Worth stock show, or hold them on for San Angelo, San Antonio, I sure think they do it. That Wild Ride where they're out of is obviously doesn't need much of an introduction. He was the one that brings like somewhere north or south of $500,000 there this summer, and they usually don't bring that unless they're pretty special. And I think that boar actually had a really, really good first crop out of him. The pig of the trio that really kind of intrigues me is this little gilt that he brought. Wild, exotic looking, really attractive. That one there is one of those that whether you're wanting to show one or take it home and make your sow herd better, I sure think that one could do a lot of things neat for for the new owner. But excellent set of pigs from All Star Genetics. LJ, wherever you're at, we're missing you, buddy.
Next up, we're going to have a single entry from Randy Tipton. Randy is a good buddy of ours. Like I've said, a lot of these guys were put together from friends or friends of friends that we enjoy being around and enjoy having these guys around.
Go ahead and ease them out, kids.
So next up, we have the single entry from Randy. This is going to be tag 6721-1. It's a male pig. It's a Major Moves tricked out. It is a crip. That Major Moves boar would be a boar that Seth Stroman sold to Gary Todd here a couple months back. And I know Seth is all fired up. We'll see his pigs in a little bit, and I believe that they are all Major Moves as well. And I know Gary was fired up about that boar, so we're excited to have Randy here with us, and we'll let Mike tell you about it.
All right, that Randy Tipton, that's a good dude too, and you can tell good people kind of gravitate towards each other, and I can see why Randy and Blake were such good friends. But this pig here intrigues me for maybe I know this one's a little on the kind of bubble for some people on thinking you need to show it real early. I think this one's got a ton of shelf life. It don't matter what show you want to go to. I think this one works. This one's design and look and style from the side is exactly what the young guys are talking about, but it still has the basics, the meat and potatoes that the older judges are still going to look for in terms of some real true muscle, width underneath. Heaviness of structure. I think this is one that it wouldn't matter where you show it. I think this one can be awful competitive.
It's me. It's because I'm too close to that.
Can we turn them, or did you already turn it down?
I've been turning it down. Yeah. All right, coming in next, we have Lane Mai of My Family Show Pigs. Again, when I invited these guys, I had in mind, who do I know with Blake? Who did me and Blake talk about every other week or talk about every other month when we were getting worried about buying pigs? And Lane Mai was always one of those stops that we always made, and we always enjoyed stopping by Lane's house. Lots of different breeds there, lots of different options, and he brought us a handful of different options here. The Mai entries are going to be tags 64, 65, and 66. 64 is going to be a 58-4, cold-blooded, secret society, clean living. This one's York appearing. He is a crip. He does have that testicle up in that flank. That would be tag 64. Tag 65 is going to be 65-1. This is a gilt. That's a claws tricked out. And then 66, 55-8 is going to be Duroc male, all the way, loaded goat, bomb squad.
Well, an excellent trio that Lane brought us down from Kansas. I'm telling you that it just keeps getting better and better, the set of pigs we brought. That Yorkshire appearing hog, the Crypt, is one that to me is, he's got that kind of wow factor. When he walks in the ring, the first thing you want to do is just decide exactly what is he, because I'm telling you, his look and style, his shape up high, and for one that gets to show in a division that's probably not going to be the deepest, that one there can stand out to such a high level, in my opinion. The little belted gilt really caught my eye, too, in terms of look and style and balance. I mean, that one there, she's not going to be the biggest one at any show you go to, but she's going to be one of the highest quality, best looking ones, you can tell. And then the Duroc, I mean, that one's got some grow and go and looks like to me, a big, heavy, stout one come your mid-January county fair, and then rolls into Fort Worth even as a big, stout heavyweight. Very good built one, and obviously great pedigree on that pig as well. So lots of options here, but extremely high quality. I think you just throw a rock, and the first pig first pig you hit, go ahead and gather it up, because this quality of pigs from top to bottom is going to be really high quality here.
Coming in next, we have Fink Farms. Mr. Robert Fink came down here to join us. I am a huge fan of going to Kansas and selling pigs. I enjoy those guys up there. I enjoy being around them. Mr. Fink is one of those guys I've met on those travels, and I always try to return the favor and make sure we get those guys down here so these Texas guys can see the quality of hogs that these Kansas guys are raising. So always enjoy having them Sunflower State guys down here. You're about to see a whole line of them come through here, and we enjoy it, and we're excited about the quality that they brought. For Mr. Fink here, we got tag 18, 19, and 21. 18 is going to be a 10-4 Trust Fund Prime Cut. 19 is going to be 6-7. That's going to be a gilt, ever-changing next attention. 20 is going to be 4-3, another male pig, Trust Fund Slow Hand. And then 21, 8-8, is going to be a boar pig, Rizzler Canned Heat.
Well, we're going to take just a second longer here, because I'm going to tell you a quick little story about Mr. Fink. I met a good friend of mine, Corey Jonke, and I'll talk about Corey in a little bit and the connection that we have with Blake. But we met him at one time. I met Corey up at Robert's house, and I ended up getting a pig gathered up from him that we call Finkster. It was a snafu son, and my best sow currently just had, actually I think had one win the light crosses at Missouri today out of that pig that came from Robert. I hadn't told him yet, but that Robert Fink is just one of the great guys you'll ever meet in this deal. I mean, you want to talk about somebody that gets you excited about doing this for the future. You look at somebody that's, I'm not going to tell you Robert's in his prime, but he's as good now as he ever was, in my opinion. He is a good dude. I mean, this family, this operation they have up there in Kansas is second to none, and you just get overwhelmed. And you just go from pen to pen of hogs that got shape, they got look, they got style. He's as critical as anybody, which has proven to me that some people try to convince you that you got to be kind of a jerk to be able to be critical enough on these things. Robert Fink is the nicest guy, but he's as critical on the quality of his show pigs as anybody you're going to meet. Hey, if you don't like these four, I don't know what to do. You probably need to get a goat or something, because there's 4 extremely high quality show pigs that come from a firm that believes in quality, and the only thing they like more than helping kids out, the only thing they like more than raising great pigs is helping kids out. I almost said that backwards. I'm sorry, Robert. But excellent family, excellent set of pigs. Thank you, Robert, for bringing such a high-quality set.
All right, next up we have Conkle Show Pigs. Mr. Ty Kim here with that. Coming in first is going to be their set of crossbreds. Conkle Show Pigs would be another one of those. There'll be a couple consigners that come through here. Back when Blake passed away, whenever we sat down with Gail, me and Seth Stroman, and tried to figure out how we were going to handle the show pigs that Blake had at his house, the sows, all that stuff. We sat and worked through everything. We ended up having a benefit sale back in May, and when those sows got dispersed, there was a couple of those guys that reached out to us and kind of just, they'd been doing it for a couple years. We wanted to see if we could get them included, and this Conkle Show Pigs is one of them. So first out here, and you'll see those in just a second. Those are going to be the land races coming in, but first we have 2 crossbreds. So it's going to be lot 14, 7-4, male pig, Blue Magic, Snafu, no smoke. And then we have lot 17, 7-6, so Littermate Gilt, Blue Magic, Snafu, no smoke. Oh, blue gilt, light cross, yes, on the gilt.
Well, I'm going to, as soon as this is over, I'm going to go introduce myself to Mr. Ty Kim. He's bought a couple pigs for me over the years, and sure taken the ball from the 20 and ran it down the field and went to the other end zone, it looks like to me. This belted hog here, I'll be honest, I haven't gone through all the pigs in the barn. I'm going to admit this to you, but this is going to be one of the top ones. This one's look and style, and for the ability for this hog to get out and go, but still have just that extra look and style and stoutness. This one is a very, very unique animal. I think it's got an extremely high ceiling. The bluegill, the most popular thing we've got going right now are these blue hogs that got quality, and the best way to get them is to have some sows that look like that. Lots of shape, lots of width underneath, but still flexibility off both ends. Excellent job to one of the young up-and-comers in this swine industry, no doubt. But I promise you, this lot 14 going to be one of the real high-quality ones that sells this entire weekend, I promise.
Now coming in next for Conkle Show Pigs is going to be 2 land races, a land race male and a land race gilt. And this was the one I was talking about. So this would be a purchase out of Blake's deal. This one was a sow that was at Blake's house. Blake was getting heavily involved in those land race deals. He really kind of had a fondness for it. And I remember the first one we bought that Jackson showed. We bought it from Mr. David Arnold, I believe. I'm not sure if that one goes back to all these, but I know that one was the first one that Jackson showed, and they kind of took off with it and really enjoyed it. So that's going to be lot 15 and 16. Lot 15 is going to be the Landrace Gilt 6-2, Wildcat, Pay to Play, Heavy D, Mayhem. And lot 16 is going to be the Male Pig 6-5, Wildcat, Pay to Play, Heavy D, Mayhem.
To say that I'm a landrace enthusiast is the furthest thing from the truth, but I can still appreciate high-quality livestock no matter what breed they are. In these two, I think, man, you talk about going to San Antonio and having a warm, fuzzy feeling in your stomach about how we're going to get along. I think you could go grab either one of these and end up there where you need to be just in the end of the day. I think those two are extremely high quality. I've judged several shows, and we don't see landrace with this kind of look and style and attractiveness very often. But still, they check all the boxes in terms of being square made, sound, functional kind of pigs, but they got them extras. If you're hunting landrace show pigs that can be competitive in February, this is a pair here you better look in at.
I think you're ready for that one of them stories about Blake? You got a good one ready?
I do. I'm going to save it for just a minute because
you got some background to it.
Yeah, I've got it in my mind, and I've got a pretty simple mind, as a lot of people think and say, but I've got a spot for it, no doubt. I'm telling you though, I appreciate these 2 landrace pigs. We're going to ease them out, and I think we're about 2 consigners away from my first good story. So
good.
We're gonna hang tight. We're gonna work up to it. It's going to crescendo.
All right, coming in next, we have Arkfeld Genetics. Pat Arkfeld, Pat and Becky there, and then Pat's family. They do a great job of raising these red hogs, and we had them come down here and visit us, and we're excited about that, and we like to always stop by up there. In the ring now, we have 10 and 11. 10 is going to be an 18-4 gilt, exit 313 hammer, and then tag 11 is going to be an 18-6 exit 13 hammer.
Well, it's good to see our 2026 San Angelo Stock Show judge here, bringing us some excellent consignments. Thankfully, he did not bring any San Angelo sized ones. I think that's a straight up Fort Worth kind of Duroc barrow that's awful high quality. That gilt, though, I'm telling you, I've had Durocs. I think the guy that helps me at the farm says they've gone extinct 4 times since I moved down to Texas 22 years ago. I am a terrible Duroc breeder, but I'm telling you, one like that makes you want to go ahead and re-enter the circus of the Duroc breed. That one's so sound and still attractive. I'm telling you, you're going to learn a lot from the way this guy's going to judge in terms of watching the feet and legs of these sound-made, really comfortable, flexible, high-quality pigs. Thank you so much for bringing this pair down to us. They're very good.
And let me throw in here real quick that exit 313 bore would be a WTX 312 on the champion gilt at the Indiana State Fair in 23. because coming in next, we got 2 more of these exit 313s. We have tag 12 and 13. They would be 20-2 Duroc Gilt. Again, exit 313 hammer. And then lot 13, 20-6, another red gilt, exit 313 hammer. Which tag is that? Scratch that. 13 would be a male. We need to correct that on the sell sheet. You're right. Oh. These are the same 2 they haven't gotten out yet. What's that? Oh, no, those are chicks. You're right. These are 2 new ones. Pass.
Well, if somebody would please tell my son to quit distracting me so I can focus here. I thought it was the same 2 pigs. Same things can be said. High quality, sound structured, good designed hogs. Like I said, I do not want to raise Duroc pigs, but gilts like this make me want to kind of enter the rat race one more time. And that barrow is just so sound and complete and problem-free. I think for one of them January counties, that one could look like an absolute beast. I mean, just in terms of heaviness of structure and still having look and style. I think you could suit the pickiest of judges, no doubt.
Have you said best you ever saw yet?
What?
You said that yet? Best you ever saw?
I don't talk like that.
Say that a whole lot. Best you ever saw.
Don't talk like that.
Saving it. We're saving it.
We're saving it.
Best you ever saw. Best you ever saw.
All right, coming in next, and this is where I can start kind of telling stories a little more myself. But coming in next is going to be Gleason Livestock, and when I tell you that Blake was a very good friend of mine, he was a very good friend of mine. But he put together a group of guys that became very, very good friends of mine, and Jake Gleason is in that category for sure. I don't drive through Kansas for sure without stopping to his house, and you better believe you're going to see everything while you're there. You're going to see bulls, you're going to see cows, you're going to see sheep, you're going to see show pigs, you're going to see every single thing. You may have to meet his cat. Love stopping there. My wife hates it when I'm on my way home because she knows that it's going to put me about 5 hours later, but always a good time to have Jake Gleason down here. Last year, my little cousin fed the champion red gilt at San Antonio. Out of that was Reserve Supreme at St. Angelo. We decided to go back and put her in the sow lot and not take her to Houston, but a very fun red gilt to feed. I believe the red ones walking in here now are Grandma. Yep. And we'll talk about those in just a second. I'm just always excited whenever Gleason's here. So lot 22 and 25 are in the ring now. Lot 22 is going to be 42-8 gilt. Major moves, here I am, play it cool. And then lot 25 is going to be 43-2, be a male pig, high heat, full throttle Romeo.
Well, not to pick on Jake because I think he gets a little bashful. According to a few stories that James has told me about some weddings they've been to in the past, he gets a little bashful. But I'm telling you, this guy, the biggest compliment I can give him is he's a livestock breeder. And it doesn't matter whether you're talking about Simmental cattle, club lambs, or show pigs. This guy, I'm telling you, the first time I stopped at his house, they had 3 big John Deere round balers and tractors hooked up. And I think one of the tires on one of those pieces of green equipment maybe cost more than the first barn we went in, because this barn, to say you've depreciated a facility to its fullest is an understatement. But that's what I love about it, because these pigs have to be good when they're up there. They don't get babied. They have to come through this thing. And that's why his hogs are as good and as competitive as they are, because he doesn't baby them. When they come to your house, it's the first day in their life that somebody's going to go ahead and brush them, or maybe give them clean bedding to lay on. Maybe give him I know he's never given one a bath at the house, but I'm telling you, that's why these pigs will succeed for their next owners, because he has done one thing, and that's breed them to be great. And now it's your turn to go ahead and make them great and put all the things that you know how to do in these show pigs into it, because they are bred to be great pigs, no doubt. Congratulations to Jake on being good at this, because I don't think weddings are his thing, according to James, but we're going to go ahead and hear that. Let him finish that story if he wants to.
We'll leave that one alone. I will say that I'm really excited for these red ones coming out. I will also say that I feed about 30 or 40 of these things a year. It feels like sometimes, and maybe the numbers waned a little bit since I'm not teaching ag, but I will say they feed. They always feed, and they're fun to feed. And they come in every color, and they're just good show pigs. So coming in next, we have, red ones 23 and 24. These would be, here we have a 45-2, be the male pig. Rocksteady Sucker Punch Bomb Squad. Lot 24 would be 45-6. That'd be the Gilt Rocksteady Sucker Punch Bomb Squad. So the dam of these raised the Reserve Duroc at the Kansas State Fair and is the grand dam of the Reserve Supreme and the Champion Duroc Gilt at San Angelo and Champion Duroc Gilt at San Antonio. I believe we have another set of these related somehow on feed right now. Female pig looks really good. The red deal just from Gleason has just worked, and we enjoy feeding them. And I hope y'all like the ones that he brought. We're going to let Mike talk about them a little bit.
Well, this is the point in the program where I start sounding like a broken record, but I'm telling you, once again, 2 more pigs that you just pick your show and you can work it backwards and figure out if one of these 2 works for you, because I see a lot of potential in both of them. Pedigree alone, they got tons of value, but I usually think that pedigree thing only matters if they're not good enough. These are good enough if they're bred terrible, and I don't think that's the case at all. Quality of these 2 will rival any red ones you're going to find. The gilt, to me, I think she works for a breeding gilt show, and I mean, that probably makes sense. The Duroc Barrow's got some size to him. He's going to go to an earlier show. I think if somebody was looking for maybe a middleweight at Denver, I think that one kind of sure suits that judge. But if you wanted to make him a big one, come them early shows, I think you could be awful competitive with that one. Once again, Jake, anything that I said to offend you, I apologize. Kinda, but I'm glad you're here, and it was good to see you.
All right, coming in next is going to be Jesse Witt and Witt Family Show Pigs. These are going to be tagged 76, 77, and 78. Jesse was another one of those that's good buddies with Blake. Bought a couple of them bred sows out of the dispersal sale that we did, and we're excited to have him here. Lot 76 is going to be the male pig, Thunder Snafu. Lot 77, 7-2 is going to be Driver Mudcat. Lot 78, 5-7, be the female pig. It's going to be Driver Mudcat as well.
Well, one thing I'm starting to see now is we've got pigs for lots of these early shows, and I'm telling you, there's a little bit of a deficiency in high quality county show pigs in this area. I've judged a bunch of them, and these 3 here could dang sure be ones that would be really exciting that you can go to your county show and then on to the big shows after and be excited. These are all 3 wild looking, really kind of bold made, shapely kind of pigs. I think the big one that Ryman's showing there, young man in the orange shirt, that one there, he might need toned down a little, but that one's got some of the most unique pieces of anything we've seen. One that I think when he has his best day, he's going to make a few people say, holy cow, why didn't we buy that one? He's way out there. And then the little gilt is another one that sure suits me in terms of just being square and basic and proportional from the side, but still having the extras enough to kind of impress any kind of judge that you would have to show to. Excellent set of pigs, I think, are very diverse in where their end point will be, but I think all have a ton of quality to them.
Here we go. Story time.
I got it.
Oh,
I'm going to tell my own first.
Okay, you tell yours. I'll leave.
Kayla.
All right. As we get these, as this group's exiting the ring, I'm going to get to tell another good story of mine, and that's on Mr. Blair Moore. Blair has became one of our good friends. Enjoy talking to him a lot. The first time I met Blair was with Blake. I believe we went into his barn. We talked to him. We sat there for a while discussing show pigs and everything. And I think Blake's comment about Blair when we got back in the truck. He said, boy, he's got some personality. And he was being totally sarcastic. But over the years that I've known Blair, I would compare Blair to kind of like a scratch and sniff sticker. You just got to kind of poke him around a little bit, mess with him, and then you get to see his real personality come out. And again, a lot of guys look at different things in this industry. The friendship to this deal runs so deep, and it's ran so deep for me for years. I enjoy it. I enjoy having these guys out here. I enjoy them being at my farm sale, and we always have a good time, and it's always good when Blair's in town because you can steal his whips or steal his brush. If y'all need to borrow something in the back, just find something that says more show stock and just have at it because he'll love that. All right. Anyways, let's get back to the pigs. So lot 32 and 33, these would be the first two out here from Blair. 32 is going to be 5-2, a gilt trust fund slaps. And then 33 would be 5-1, litter mate trust fund slaps. That'd be the Hamp classifying male.
Well, I think Blair has lots of personality. He's maybe not the first guy that comes and introduces himself, and he'd be the worst used car salesman in the world, and he's probably one of the poor pig salesmen you're ever going to meet. But what he maybe lacks for and just enthusiasm for selling you something, he makes up for in the quality of livestock he produces. I've known Blair a long, long time. He probably doesn't even remember the first time I met him. I think he was working. He was herdsman for that Kirk Swanson there in southwest Iowa, I guess it was. He was out there trying to breed 150 head of blue butt sows that were all in heat at the same time, and the Iowa State judging team stopped by to waste 4 hours of his life that he'll never get back. But I'm telling you, this is as true of a stockman as you'll ever meet. Like I made a lot of them comments about Jake. The same things you can be said about Blair. This guy here, it doesn't matter what species of livestock we're talking about, he's going to make them good. This solid black gilt is one. This is the one you make the bold statements about. If you don't like her, we can still be friends, but we're never going to talk livestock. I mean, if you don't like that gilt, we're not going to talk about livestock because she is as high quality as any animal that'll sell this entire weekend at any sale. Now, she is not very big, and she is solid black, but I'm telling you, you get past that, those are the only two negatives you can say about her. In this Hampshire barrow, I promise you one thing, if there is a sow on Blair Moore's farm, that thing is really, really good because he hates every animal he's ever seen in his entire life. And so for a sow to be alive on his farm is saying that she's pretty special. So that's all we got to say about Blair's pigs.
All right, y'all go ahead and ease these out, and we'll get the rest of Blair's in here. Hey, Blair.
Next year.
You just want to go out that way? Kick those other two in?
Hey, next year get them Whitbrook. We're going to show them how it's done.
Blair's going to show us how it's done.
Just pick. Oh, he's going.
Black gilt's very good. All right, we're going to get Blair's next two out here. These are going to be lot 30 and 31. Lot 30 would be a 2-7 male pig, snowman, bend the knee. This one's going to be a York classifier. Lot 31 is going to be 3-8, trust fund, bend the knee. And as Mike said, I do also appreciate the, like some of these guys that raise these show pigs, raise show lambs, raise show cattle. It takes a special kind of eye to see all livestock because some people can't. And I do think Blair and guys like him possess that. And it sure is fun to discuss these things with them. So if you're here tomorrow, if you're here today and you want to discuss some livestock, I would find him and talk to him because you're going to learn something and it's going to be an enjoyable conversation.
I'm guessing this Yorkshire classifying hog is one that, to me, kind of fits that San Antone mold. I don't think he's one that you need to put 2 feet on the gas and try to make him 290 by your county and 320 at Fort Worth. I don't think that'll work at all. But if you'll be patient with that one and kind of slow roll them, I think come San Antonio time, that one can be a very, very nice show pick for your exhibitor. The little gilt, she might take even longer. I mean, she is not blessed with length of body, but she is with pin width and heaviness of structure and chest floor. I think that one is as good as she could be as a lightweight lightweight dark cross pig for your kid. I think that one still has a ton of value for the next generation in terms of a pig that's got real muscle but still a unique look about her front 1/3. Very high quality pigs. Thank you, Blair. I hope we didn't pick on you too much and embarrass you at all.
All right, coming in the ring next, we have Guthrie Rowe. And I might sound like a broken record, but this is the point of the sale, is I included guys that were enjoyable to be around. I met through Blake. I have just a whole lot of friendship with these guys over the years and years and years. When I met Guthrie for the first time, honestly, I can't remember. I think it was at Expo around 17. Blake was feeding that short-changed boar that Guthrie raised. We had bought a littermate gilt from Guthrie, and we fed those deals, and it worked out great, and it was a good time for everybody. And then we started stopping by Guthrie's house, and again, I don't think there's a stop where I can guarantee you what we're going to get to eat, but at Guthrie's, we're getting Casey's Pizza, and we're getting Coors Light, and we enjoy stopping at Guthrie's. It's a good time. So first up, Guthrie's got 2 crossbred offerings, Lot 3 and Lot 5. Lot 3 would be 12-6, a male pig, Burning Daylight, 99, Last Dance. Mother had a class-winning barra at the Indiana State Fair this year, and another gilt was champion light cross multiple times on the Iowa jackpot circuit. And then Lot 5 is going to be 12-2. This would be the female pig. That'd be a Burning Daylight, 99, Last Dance, 2 litter mates in the ring.
Well, we're going to pick on Guthrie for a minute because there's 2 things that you normally don't see, and that's his pigs not being whip broke, but they have been busy at the Iowa State Fair for the last 10 days, so that's an excuse. The other thing I haven't seen, he doesn't have a beer in his hand right now. He's been so focused on getting these things brushed off and trying to brush these wild things. He's not even drinking a cold beer. So there's 2 things I haven't seen a lot with Guthrie. But one thing I see every time is high-quality show pigs. I mean, these things, I'm sure their mother is one that kind of survived there and survived the critiques that he puts on these things, because it doesn't matter what breed of hogs, he's going to have extremely high expectations on these show pigs because he's like a lot of you guys, his kids do this. And once your kids start showing these things, making excuses for them kind of comes to a halt very, very quickly, and he's definitely done that. So if you are wanting a pig that's perfectly whip broke for your 9-year-old kid that's never shown before, maybe not these, but if you want your kids to go ahead and have a project that gets better every day of their life and is really competitive in the end, you better look at what Guthrie's brought us here.
The next 3 consignments from Guthrie are going to be, again, some of those that we talk about, this bred dispersal sale that we did. Yeah. Guthrie's going to bring in Lot 1 first, or Tag 1 that we have here. Again, this is going to be a bred sow purchase from the Edwards Family Genetics dispersal sale. Blake was known for the Chesters. We fed many Edwards Family Genetics and Blazing Sevens Chester when those guys were working together. I've sent a couple of those sows up there to Guthrie or Giltz, and it's always worked out. And Guthrie saw this one and latched onto it. It was the high seller one out of that deal. He brought 3 of them to us, and these Chesters, Guthrie's just done a great job with them. So this is going to be Tag 1, 13-1, be a female pig, Trump Enterprise.
I think Guthrie had a nice set of trumps up there in South Dakota this spring that I'd seen, and I thought enough of them. I went back and bred 66% of my Chester sows to him. That boar is, doing a very, very good job. I've seen a lot of good pigs from a lot of different breeders. I think, is this the same mating as those barrows you had in South Dakota?
Different mama.
Different
same
mama,
same
boar.
mating. Yeah.
Same mating, different boar. I mean, same boar, same mating, different sow. But I think that one's got a ton of upside, and I think somebody looking for a extremely high quality Chester gilt, they need to look in here because I think that one works for all the shows we have here in Texas. Doesn't matter who's judging, they're still going to like that kind, I sure think.
All right, coming in next, we have the littermate males to those Trump Enterprises. So this is going to be lot 2 and lot 4. Littermate males to the gilt that we just saw from Bro Brothers Show Pigs. Hadley here would be on lot 2, and Creed would be on lot 1. Or tag 2 and tag 4, I'm sorry.
Well, I'll take this moment to realize maybe I'm looking at pigs too much. I didn't realize what kind of high-profile showman we had out here. These are two of the best young kids that do this in this state, no doubt. I think they're backed by some great families. But look back at the pigs again. I mean, if you question whether they're Chesters, just look at the battle wounds. You know they're purebreds probably because they have fought. I mean, they're a little bit rough. They're going to have better days when you don't have to fight their brother, their litter mates, and you get the scars all healed up. If you're wanting one that's been pampered and babied and laid belly deep in shavings its whole life and is going to go home and dry up on the vine, don't buy these two because these two here are tough. They want to go out and they're going to get better every day you own them. The new owners are going to be very, very excited to have them.
All right, I do have to, I'm going to keep interrupting this preview with some stories. So Seth Stroman, the first time I met Seth Stroman, I was staying in the red trailer of Blake's. We were going on a trip. I was actually attempting to get my master's at Tarleton State. I was writing a paper. I was sitting inside the camper. Those of y'all don't know, Blake had an 8-pen pig trailer with living quarters in it. These guys were outside drinking beer and looking at boar pigs of Seth's and looking at his show pigs, and I was in there writing a paper, and I gave up on my master's that night. I text Brant Poe or Dr. Poe, and I told him, you're not going to get this paper, and I never wrote another one. And I finished doing my master's that day, and I do not have a master's. I'm pretty close, though. These would be, anyways, that goes back to Blake, and Seth is a good friend of mine, and I'll just never forget that night because I completely just threw it out the window to go look at show pigs, and it led to a great friendship. Some of these guys were in my wedding. We just enjoy having them when they're down here in Texas. Again, Seth is another one from the Sunflower State. He's up there in South Haven, Kansas. These are going to be tagged 59, 16-7 would be the male pig that Bailey's on in front of us, and then tag 60 would be 15-8, the female pig that Sloan is on over here in the corner. These would be 59 would be a major moves power play. 60 would be major moves here I am breaking rules. Again, that major moves boar is a boar pig that Seth sold to that Gary Todd here a couple months back, and I know Seth and I know Gary are both really excited about that boar.
Well, anybody that doesn't like the sale order when we put this all together, they get to arm wrestle Seth in the background. So that'll be kind of fun to watch. I haven't looked at the male hog yet because since this gilt walked in, my eyes have been drawn to her. This is as wild and an exotic looking a pig as I've seen in a while. In the day where, not trying to sound like the old guy that's trying to tell everybody to get the ball and get out of their yard, it's hard to get excited about a lot of things, but man, this little belted gilt, this one is wild looking. This one is as cool made as anybody could get excited about. If you've got a judge that's under the age of 25, you need to own this pig. I promise you, they are going to think this is the coolest thing they've ever seen in their entire life. But if you have an old geezer like me judging, this one's still good. And so that's the hardest combination we still look for in this deal, is to make one good but still exotic and wild. If this isn't one of the high sellers, you guys are not paying attention, and you need somebody to rattle your cage, because this one is as wild looking as any show pig you're going to see the entire fall.
All right, coming in next is going to be 57 and 58 of Stroman's. Pair of litter mates. 57 will be 14-10, the female pig of the group. Major moves, say win. 58 is going to be the male pig of the group. Major moves, say win. Pair of litter mates here in the ring, a gilt and a barrow. The blue one would be the gilt.
The blue gilt, the coolest thing about these blues right now is they're splitting them up in their own division. And I was talking to a friend earlier about these good high quality blues. The cool thing about the blue hogs right now is if you win that division, you can still win the show. And you might get beat by one that's absolutely amazing, but it's never going to be a deep division right now. That's just one of them deals. We're just trying to put a little more focus on it. And they're going to get real good coming up. But right now, the best place to show, I think, investment for your kids is these blue hogs. And that one is a wild looking, real shapely one. Still square made, no real faults there. I think this is more of a big hog, though, than it is if you're wanting to go to every jackpot. I don't know if that's your hog, but if you're wanting to wait till January, February for it to have its best day, I sure think that one's awful good. The male hog's a little bit greener and skinnier. He's kind of my kind in terms of look and balance from the side. I don't think he's as blowed up and stout early as some, but I can sure think the way the gilts out of that boar look, that one's going to have a God's plenty for you down the road. He's just going to take a minute to get there, but very high quality hogs. Good to see Seth came down here. Always enjoy seeing my buddy from Kansas.
All right, next up, we have lot 34 and 35 of Brady Jennings show pigs. Those y'all, I think a lot of people should know, Jennings has done some awesome things with these spotted hogs. This one is awfully neat as well. Last year, I still remember because I was very high on my red gilt, and I got a phone call from Kelton Mason, and I asked him about how Fort Worth was at the gilt show, and he said there are some spotted hogs that you better watch, and they're going to be very good. And they sure were, because I think they won everything, and it was an awesome deal to watch because that's hard to do. And it was one of the craziest things for me to watch because like I said, it's hard to do, and they're good hogs. In here we have lot 34, 5-7. This one's an incognito. Next intentions, no word. Is that right, Jennings? Next intentions, no word? Oh, yeah, I like that. That is a very neat spot classifying male pig right there. And it has no problem going wherever you want it to go. I'm kind of running off pace here. I'm supposed to be talking pedigree and let Mike talk them, but when you see one that gets you excited, you just kind of start talking sometimes. Lot 35 would be the crossbred 1-7. It'd be a still standing, buckle up, no intro. That is a Hamp classifying. Lot 34 and 35, Jennings show pigs.
Well, I recently had the privilege of judging the Indiana State Fair, and if you look at spot pedigrees, I think everyone in the top 5 and probably everyone in the first and second holes in their classes all go back to a boar that this firm produced and has at their house. This spot barrow, or appendix spot, whatever we're going to call him, he does have his seeds in. If you buy him for a boar, he does not have a pedigree, but I'm telling you, this one is big time good. I'm telling you, I've never thought I'd want to buy a pig for my kid to show because to go to Fort Worth to try to win the big checks that they like to give out there. But this one makes me start rethinking life decisions, and maybe my wife might just have to get mad at me when I try to buy this pig because I think this one is as good as you're going to find in that breed. And there's a lot of shows he would work for, but yeah, can't take him to Denver. Do not buy him. Oh, you have to show him as a crossbred. But I'm telling you, for a Fort Worth spot barrel, if you like your kids at all and you're going to that show, you better look at that pig. The belted hog in its own right is got great shape, good look, stout skull. Yeah, you're going to be drawn to the spot just because, I mean, we all know that the divisions are a little different, but don't sleep on this hog. When you talk about one that's just heavy structured, the best thing about this hog is his stoutness of skull, his width underneath, is just shaped right out of his shoulders. He reminds me of the boar that Blake was gracious enough to sell me. We call Warfare. And that boar had a lot of success because he was able to make those hogs with shape and still have look. And this one is definitely one of those. I think this is an excellent pair. But like I said, if you don't hate your kid, you should buy him that spot pig for Fort Worth.
All right, next in, another good buddy, Reeves and Smythe Genetics. They're going to be running all three in here. Cole Reeves, again, is another close friend. Talk to him every other day, if not every day. Enjoy having him as part of this deal. We've kind of worked together for him to have this farm sale here last week, and then for us to kind of reconvert it and do the Blake deal here this week. Again, he's going to bring a lot of quality. He's brought stuff that he's good at. He's brought the Berkshires. He's brought the Blue Male, and we're excited about having that group here. So go through tag 81 would be 110-6, male pig above and beyond, top it off. 82, 104-6, special treatment, top it off. And then 83, 103-3, male pig, high horse wham.
I'm not the person that probably needs to have an opinion on what Berks need to look like because I'm terrible at raising them. I think we raised 30 of them this time and 2 classified, maybe, if you use your imagination. But these are 2 really good ones. I wish we had had these 2 out of our 3 litters we had. Shape is phenomenal. Look is great. I think these hogs work for lots and lots of places. They got some shelf life to them too. If you want to kind of show them a little bit later, I think they got enough mass and true muscle in them to go ahead and fall to them later shows. The blue pig's a little skinnier kind of version. I think this one here is probably goes to the later deals. The coolest thing about Texas is they're always adapting, and with adding the blue division at San Antonio, I think is a whole wild card this year because we don't know if there's going to be 90 in a class or 20 in a class. But I bet a bunch of them make the sale and get along. And this is a blue barrel here that I think fits that size right there. You can go ahead and roll to that show, and really attractive in its front 1/3. So very nice trio of pigs.
If I unplug mine and plug mine up, it does the same shit. That's why I've just been leaving it down here by my face. All right, coming in next is going to be BST, Travis Blattner, BST Farms. This was another Tarleton guy like me, so I know he's excited to be back here in Stephenville. He's going to be headed back here in a little while. We're excited to be able to include him in this deal. He brought us 3 male pigs, 71 and 72 are in the ring now. Pair of litter mates. 71 would be a 5-4, all-out war, chatter, top rope dirt bag. 72, again, litter mate, 5-3, male pig, all-out war, chatter, top rope dirt bag. This Travis has been putting together a good group of sows from a lot of guys all over the country. I know he's fired up and enjoys it. we'll let Mike talk him a little bit.
Really a nice pair of feeding hogs. I mean, these are the two that have been through the ring that, to me, are just a little bit green yet, but I love their structure. I mean, hogs that are just truly great at the ground and functional and comfortable at the surface. I mean, they're not as blowed up as a few of them that we've seen, but I dare you to go out and find one that's just any more just comfortable in its structure as this pair. Great shape, still up high, stout skulls. I think these two are those hogs that are so versatile because you can go to your county and you can go on to a major in the end and be competitive with, no doubt. Very high quality pair of sound structured, shapely kind of pigs.
And then next up for BST Farms is going to be like tag 70. Yeah, the solid black male pig. BST Farms, lot 70, 2-3. This would be a, nope, 2-3 would be a buckle up. BD 40-1, next intentions.
Really a popular pedigree here. I mean, that boar there needs no introduction, and this pig kind of represents what he can do in terms of stoutness of skull and heaviness of feature. I mean, this one really checks a lot of boxes. Just from own knowledge, I don't think I would try to make him a 300-pounder at Fort Worth. But if you kind of go ahead and just be patient and let your pig dictate where he needs to go, I think that one's awful good. His proportions are extremely right. His stoutness at the ground is phenomenal. I think when he has his best day, it's going to be awful, awful impressive. Very, very high quality, solid black pig.
All right, coming in next is Bottlberg Farms, Josh Bottlberg. I know I was here last week. I've known Josh for years. If I recall correctly, he's from Maypearl, close town to mine. I know we've shared some stories about that. Josh has been putting together a group of sows for some years now. I know that Josh and Cole could obviously tell us more about that. Me and Josh talked about some of these this morning. I think he said he was worried about getting them to a sale because he didn't think they were bloomy enough, but I think those are plenty bloomy. I think they look good. So in the ring now, we have 79 and 80. Bottlberg Farm, 79 is 30-2. Male pig, cheat code Foresight. And then lot 80, or tag 80, I'm sorry, 30-1. Again, littermate, cheat code, Foresight. Which one's it? Lot 79 would be a crip. That would be the one that Sloan is on over here in the bluer shirt, and I'm colorblind, so if I miss the color, that's on me.
He might only have one testicle, but I always tell people so did Lance Armstrong, and he used to win a lot of bike races. And then my son would tell me that Hitler only had one testicle too, so a little bit of history knowledge for everybody. I think this set of pigs is really good, and it doesn't matter what show you're going to. I think they work for any of them. I mean, they're just the perfect size. They're high quality pigs. If you want to take a small one to the early shows, they work. If you want to go ahead and roll the dice and slow roll them into the later set of shows, they work. So probably as versatile a pair of pigs we've had. These things are both really, really unique, and they're just the way their jawline is. Their length from their shoulder blade forward is exceptional, but they still got width and mass. You can tell he's kind of been trying to get them ready for the sale by pushing them a little bit to kind of get their bellies full and their shape right. But I'm telling you, these two are really high quality pigs. Got just so much versatility. So if you're not wanting to fill your barn with about 90 head of them, but you want one you can show every weekend and still be good in the end, looking at this pair right now.
Coming in next is going to be a single entry, tag 52. This is going to be Barstool Spots, Jackson Allen. Jackson Allen, again, was a very good friend of Blake and crew. When I first met Blake, they used to do those Pursuit of Perfection sales, and always a good time to be around those guys. And I was happy to be able to include Jackson. Again, that was kind of that core group of guys that was around him whenever I met Blake. And I know Jackson was a big fan of Blake. I know that we share those same feelings about Blake and kind of what he did in our lives. So we were overly excited to have him included. Again, this is going to be lot 52, 2-1. This would be a gilt, Not My Monkey, white lines, spot pig.
Hey, really, really high quality pig, and that not my monkey boar has done a really good job. And I'd seen several real high quality ones last week up in Indiana. This one though, I'm telling you, I think she's got just a lot of quality to her. I think that one's going to be fun for whatever show you're looking for, whether it's your county show or you want to roll it to one of them February major gilt shows. I think this one's awful high quality. One thing about the young man that raised, I say young man, heck, we're all old men now. But the firm that raised this one, this guy is dead on of evaluating quality as anybody you're going to run across. And I promise you, as much as you like her today, you just hope one day she looks like her mother, because I promise she's got a great mother back there that produced her. So excellent, high quality spot gilt with a ton of upside, in my opinion.
All right, coming in next is going to be Morgan Wagner Family Genetics. Morgan's been around this deal for a good while. I can't even remember when we met Morgan. Morgan is one of the guys that he bought we offered 2 lots inside that dispersal sale to be able to bring some pigs here. Again, our whole thought is funding a scholarship here, and whenever we saw who bought it, we were more than over the hill excited about Morgan being involved in this deal. Always had some good red ones and good other breeds as well. He used to run some boars down there, had some very good boars. In the ring now is going to be 49 and 50. 49 is going to be the red pig. There'll be 12-8, Al Pastor, Blue Dream. Again, that's the red pig. And then lot 50, 2-5, male pig, Woody Jack. This one would be a pure York.
The little Duroc, I think, might be one of the little Duroc might be one of the first pigs out of the boar that Winning Edge, Winner's Circle has, that they bought from Jonky, my buddy, there at PT last year. I saw that pig on the trailer, and I'm telling you, he kind of got me excited about the Duroc deals. And this one, if you do a little research, that one is as wild a looking a Duroc as you'll ever see, and he was that in person. It wasn't one of them take it to the computer and make it good. That thing was that good in person. This pig here, I think, has so much upside, and I can't tell you what show these little Durocs work for. That thing could weigh 210 at Austin time, and he don't get big enough, or he could weigh 350 at Fort Worth. I mean, these Durocs, the only advice I've ever been told that kind of worked for me was if they look a little skinny, feed them a little more. And this one, I think, when he has his day, is going to be awful good. For a little, I mean, he's a baby right now, and that one has got a stout skull and a neat look. I think he has got a ton of promise to him. Kind of like I said before, and I'd hate repeating myself, but kind of get you excited about feeding a red one. The purebred Yorkshire male is one that to me is just so proportional. And if anybody out there in the World Wide Web universe is looking for like a Denver York where they got to have papers, this is one you need to focus in on, because I'm telling you, from my own experience, the Yorkshire division, when they put them papers on, the water's just a little bit different than it is when they can be crossbreds. This one, though, is good enough that if you'd rather just show him at your county and take him to a Texas major, he's good enough. You can do that too. But much like the little Duroc, don't starve him. You can't back him in there. You got to let him grow. But that's a very, very high quality Yorkshire male hog.
All right, then our third consignment from Wagner Family Genetics will be lot 51, 1-2, be a gilt pig, Shake the Frost rivalry. This would be a York appearing gilt.
Oh, sorry about that. Gilt here, that if you got one of them January counties, he said York appearing. She is not registered. Don't buy her and show up at San Antonio and think you're going to show her in the Yorkshire division. But at every county show in North Texas, I think this one works really, really good there. Really got great shape, heavy structured hog. I think this one's maybe as hesitant to the whip as any we've seen, but I think once this thing kind of comes together and relaxes, everything fits together in a very high quality package.
All right, coming in next, we have Cozart Family Genetics. Ben is one of those guys that I met him when I was teaching ag. He was teaching ag too, became buddies, went down there a couple of times. I'm going to share a story that revolves around Blake. I spoke at Blake's funeral, and I reached out to Ben about it. I kind of talked to a couple guys, just being a nervous person, and I'll never forget what Ben told me. I told Ben, I think I have to do it because Blake would do it for me. And Ben came back with, and I said, but I'm nervous. And Ben came back with, Blake would do it for you, but he dang sure wouldn't be nervous. And that is very true. Speaking of Blake's personality, up here, this is almost a nightmare for me talking this much, but Blake would have ate it up. At my farm sale, he used to poke me in the back and tell me to keep talking. So Ben is one of those guys that he's always straightforward with you. He's going to tell you the truth. He likes raising good show animals, and I think he brought 4 of them to us here. These first 2 would be lot 56 and 53. Lot 56 would be a male pig. 1-8, Light My Fire. Above all else, this would be the York appearing pig. And then lot 53 would be 4-7, another male pig, cold-blooded, Judgment Day, My Intentions.
Well, obviously a firm that I don't need to brag about. I mean, their track record speaks for itself. Not a lot of people can brag on winning the big show in Texas, and they've done that. But most importantly, just like all of us here, he raised some awesome kids. I mean, his kids are probably the highlight of his life. In fact, I don't know if you can talk to Ben without him. Did Ben pull my microphone? I don't know if you can talk to Ben without him bragging about his kids and the fact that they kind of do everything around his farm. And that's why we do this. It's for these kids. And the quality livestock they brought, well, it obviously speaks for itself. Whether you're wanting a heavyweight Yorkshire for Fort Worth or to win the Yorks because you got an axe to grind with somebody at your county, or if you want a belted pig that can maybe hang the big banners at the end of the day, they definitely brought it here. But like I said, Ben he's a good dude, but I don't know if I've ever heard anybody brag more about their kids than this guy. I mean, he knows what it's about, no doubt.
I will say that I've heard Ben brag about his daughters a lot, and I don't know as much about his son, but I do know that he's proud of them. I just never really heard him brag too much. So coming in next in the ring is going to be Cozart Family Genetics. Other two entries, Lot 54 and Lot 55. Pair of littermate male pigs, 2-6, 2-5, El Guapo, Backslap Cruel. Lot 55 is going to be 2-5, El Guapo, Backslap Cruel.
Once again, a pair of pigs that come from a firm that's one of the biggest of the big shows. High quality hogs. One thing I've never seen them raise, and that's a kind of a wuss-headed narrow one. They always got shape, they always got bone, they always got stout skulls. These hogs are no exception to that. I really think there's some pigs. I think this one that looks like they let it fall out of the farrowing crate and skin his head, and he's got a little white hair growing up on the top of his head. I think that one is awful good in terms of his look and style and balance. That one is as versatile as any of them. I mean, in terms of being able to show all year long and still be right at the end. And then we got an ultra stout one that looks to me like a true old school San Antone, just width, mass, power, heaviness of structure. A lot of judges are reverting back to trying to find real muscle and width, and I think this hog could hit a lot of those to a high degree. Excellent set, great set of pigs they brought in a great family, especially their oldest son, Blaze.
Coming in next is going to be Evan Showstock from Iowa. We're excited to have these guys down. I think this is the first time I've seen Caleb out. I think his brother normally just tells him that he's got to stay home, and Caleb has to stay home and work, and Zeb comes down here and eats chicken fried steak and hamburgers with us, and we hang out and have a good time. But this time we're going to do that with Caleb, and I'm excited about having these guys down. My daughter fed one of these 2 years ago, reserve lightweight dark cross there at San Antonio. We were excited about that. Good hogs, good people, and they brought 4 of them here for us. First 2 in the ring are going to be tag 6 and 7. Tag 6 would be 60-3. Barra Pig, Snooze, Emotional Damage, be the blue one. And then tag 7 is going to be 60-4. Boar Pig, Snooze, Emotional Damage.
I mean, these are pigs that why a lot of people have quit making older ones is because when they get this size, you can dang sure see the good ones from the bad one, and these 2 are the good ones. The problem is sometimes there's more back at the barn that aren't this high quality. If you want an older, more mature pig that you can get some mileage out of real quick and maybe kind of get out in front of some of these people, this pair is for you. I mean, they are stout bone, really wide, still got look. I think no matter what you're trying to do, I think we probably could ask somebody that knows more than me, but that blue one could probably float down to that San Angelo kind of area and showing. You're going to have to do a little bit of management, but that one there in terms of bone and width and mass and shape, I think could sure suit that guy that's starting that show. This dark cross one, I think you could take him home and give him a name with the word bone in it and sell a lot of semen, or you could go ahead and cut him and let your kid enjoy the thrill of victory. This one, he works for lots and lots of different things. Excellent pair of pigs. Good to see Kayla. I still don't know why he wears that dang Nebraska shirt, but that's okay. Very, very good to see a good friend from up north.
Next in from Evan Showstock is going to be tag 8 and 9. Tag 8 would be a 61-14. Be the Barra Pig. Back in the Saddle, Reckoning 43-5. Tag 9 is going to be 61-3. This would be the Gilt Pig. Littermates here, back in the saddle, Reckoning 43-5.
I'm sorry, I was daydreaming about that off belt that just left the ring. I think that's a very, very high quality hog. Very nice pair of these smaller hogs that are probably a little bit more what we're used to looking like. Their cuteness status. very high quality. This calico gilt is one that I'm telling you is high quality, and the hardest thing to do is go ahead and find one of those that's good, because them kids that like those things like to stand out, but man, you don't want them to stand out in a negative way, and this one won't. This one's so good in terms of her squareness and shape. The little Hampshire Appearing Barrow is another one that I think, like several pigs we've talked about today, extremely versatile in the fact that you could show it as a lightweight earlier or as a big one later on. Love that one. Stoutness of skull, its width underneath, its shape up high is phenomenal, and still great big legs on that one. Very high quality hog with a lot of shelf life. Very nice pair there.
Next up's another one of those Iowa guys, KW Livestock. Luke Warden's here with those guys. Luke's another one of those guys and company that they not only raise these show pigs, they raise some show goats. They see livestock well. He's a fun one to talk to. He can definitely teach you something. And he's, I can't even remember when I met him. I know I can picture him in my mind because I was walking down the alleyway in Duncan, and him and his brother were standing there. And I think they were doing some wrestling or something. I don't know. Blake told me all about him at that time, but that was the first time I met him. And since then, I've done a lot of business with those guys, and we always get good ones to feed, and we enjoy it. Reserve champion at Ellis County last year came from them, bought on an online purchase deal. Champion Spot from Ellis County, same story there, bought online. Guys sell good pigs, and he's brought us a good set of 4 here. So first in the ring is going to be tag 26. Tag 26 is going to be a 10-1 male pig. This is going to be a Wild Side Glory Days. And then tag 28 will be 2-3. This would be a Seeing Things Slap. This would be the Hamp classifier that's out in the ring.
Well, I've known Luke since he was I'm not going to say a small kid, but a younger kid. Grew up probably an hour west of where I grew up, and I love seeing the successes this firm has. One of the best pigs I saw last year at any of these Texas shows. I would say this might be a world record-setting show barrel. I think he had one that brought 140,000 last year. Not like some people like to do it and make them bring that much here in the fall, but like in the end, when it actually matters and the kid gets the check, I think his barrow that was reserve at Fort Worth they raised was 140,000, if memory serves correct. You don't talk about life-changing money for a lot of kids. I think that's pretty cool. When he's going to be able to lay that out there for a long time, how he raised a barrow that brought 140,000. Now he might not have got that much for it. But we're going to make up some ground here on this pair of pigs he brought, or these 4. I mean, I haven't seen the other 2 yet. But if you want to go to them big shows and you want one that's got a shot, I think this is a great firm to go ahead and land on and say they need to be my show pig supplier, because there is no doubt in my mind if you judge a few shows in Iowa like I get to, and then you get to come to Texas and see their what they would call their off-season pigs. This guy's got a phenomenal set of sows back in the background, and I promise you this, he's as picky as any. He's not going to talk your ear off. He's not going to be a cheerleader. Nobody wants to see him with pom-poms or a skirt on. He's not going to brag about this and that, but I promise you this, they got a good mother. They were bred to go ahead and make a show pig that wins for your kid. It'd be a great place to start right there. Go ahead and look in at this set of 4 pigs that he brought us here today.
All right, next up, again from KW Livestock, tag 27 be the female pig, 2-7, Seeing Things Slaps, and tag 29, 4-1, Heavy Hitter Snafu.
I guess we could ask Luke, but I think the mother of that belted hog might be a mate to the one you guys had win Duncan. Is that right? Oh, 3/4 sips. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, so he has a pair of them sows that have done a very good job, and I was guessing off pedigree that they were out of the one that made the winners, but I guess 4th overall at Duncan. Better than I've ever done, but congratulations on that. Excellent kind of a pig that you can tell probably hasn't been on chips just for the longest amount of time. If you know this firm at all, they take their state fair very, very serious. And they have been focusing on that for the 10 days. So their pigs aren't as perfect whip broke as they wish they were, I'm sure. But I promise you, the quality is exactly what we're needing down here. And they brought us a pair that doesn't matter who you get to show to in the end. I think they can please even the most critical. Is the white gilt? She's got some blue on her. She's got some blue on her. Don't get creative. I think that's probably what she is a blue. And she's good enough to run with them, so it really doesn't matter. Stout skull, wide chest, and still great shape up high. Nothing you would expect any different from this firm, but great job.
Whenever I get too far over here. Maybe I need to make the rings yeah, they better be there. I got it. Next up is going to be Bennett Show Pigs. Brian Bennett. For those of y'all don't know, we talk about we're here doing this deal for Blake. We're trying to raise money for a scholarship. Brian and Blake were partners for a good amount of time. I never heard Blake say a negative word about Brian. He liked him a lot. I believe Brian felt the same way, and we were excited to be able to have him here. And as you go through life, there's different stages you go through and different people you meet, and you hold on to some of those. And I felt like Blake and Brian kind of had that relationship, the way that Blake talked about him, the way that Brian still talks about him. So we were excited to be able to include him because when it comes down to it, that's kind of what we're trying to do here. I'd like to continue this sale, and I'd like to make sure I preserve the memory of Blake Edwards in the show pig world. So we got a group of friends here that's going to do it, and some of those are very close to Blake, and Mr. Bennett's one of those. So in the ring now, we have tag 47-2, be a male pig, TTP, Boomtown, Finkster's Littermate, crossbred. And then lot 41 is going to be a 6-5, Gilt, War Games, Last Dance, 9 Lives, Danica. So if you want to talk about Blake and Brian and all those, I think Mr. Fisher could probably tune us in a little bit more on some of that pedigree, but I do know that that all ties back to those guys and what those guys got done whenever they were going at it together.
Well, it was great to catch up with Brian for just a minute, and I promise you before the night's over, I'm going to sit down and we're going to talk some more about our friend. But I'm telling you that Blake was one of them guys that he wasn't just a great guy. He surrounded himself by him as well. And you can tell that Brian and obviously James and, I mean, these consigners here, there's kind of a moral code that kind of goes along with hanging around that guy. And, I mean, it definitely shows. Blake's this pair of pigs we have in the ring, though, not to get too sappy or emotional, I think they got a ton of good to them. I think obviously they're different colors, they're different genders, and they go different places. But I think there's a ton of good in it. And whatever the new owner decides to do with them, they're going to be very happy that they're the owner of them. I promise. But very, very nice pair. The belted hog, I think, actually has such a neat look and has a lot of shelf life. The white gilt is one that I think. I mean, she is crossed, so don't. Like I said before, don't take her to San Antone and think you're showing her with the Yorks. but her quality in terms of design from the side. She makes a very, very high-quality Yorkshire jackpot in our county show pig. Very nice set of pigs from a buddy's buddy, no doubt, but great to catch up with a friend. Good to see them. Let's go ahead and get to the next set, but very happy they brought this pair to us.
All right, coming up next, we have Corey Jonke with Corey Jonke Show Pigs. Again, it kind of becomes a line and it becomes a chain, but I met Mike through Blake, Mike that's sitting here next to me, and then I met Corey Jonke through Mike, and it's just it becomes a chain, and it's enjoyable to be a part of, because when you look back at it and you see these relationships that you've built with people, and you get to look at good livestock and get these things out there and get them shown and get them bought, and it just builds these very tough friendships to break up, I think, over the years. So I'm excited that Corey's down here. This is the first time that he's done anything with us. We actually partnered, or he bought in on a boar that we sold to Seth Stroman. So this was the first time we met, and it won't be the last time. So in the ring now we have tag 36 and 39, these black-headed ones out here. Tag 36 is going to be 34-7. Male pig, deep state, my intention, Snafu's mom. Tag 39 is going to be 34-1, male pig, deep state, my intention, Snafu's mom.
Well, one thing you can say is this show pig industry is a family, and there's no doubt in my mind that if it wasn't for Blake, me and Corey would have never met, because the reason we did meet was because he called from the state of South Dakota, and I answered the phone, and he wants to get 2 doses on warfare. And from there, he goes ahead and he raises with those 2 doses. He raises the champion at the South Dakota Spotlight, which is the big show they have up there. And then the next year, he sends me a picture of a pig out of her. And not a lot of times I jump in the car and drive 11 and a half hours to Corey's house, but I know it is exactly 11 and a half hours. But it was to see that one out of that warfare daughter. And that one ends up winning the spotlight the next year. But what I did see when I was there is the most impressive warfare sow in the entire country, in my opinion. And I told several people that I've got a lot of them that sure are working for me, but I could fit any 2 of them inside of the one that he had, because she was just a true specimen. And from that 2 doses of semen, because of one boar from a friend, turned into one of the best friendships I've had in this deal too, and in terms of the dealings we've had together, and they don't need talked about here today, but it's pretty cool that this whole thing is truly about the people, and the high quality pigs just kind of bring them together. The pair of pigs he brought here, I love it. They're white bodied, they're black headed. The most expensive show pig I ever merchandised was colored like this, and it was a warfare son. I love this color pattern. I think if you don't like it, we see pigs way different. But I'm telling you, the quality of the pigs is what the impressive part is, not their color pattern. Those things, they make it so much more fun to buy wood chips when they're colored like this, even though it kind of is a miserable experience in a lot of cases. These kind look so good out in the big rings, especially when you can find some green chips to show them on. Excellent high-quality pair of litter mates that are extremely big-boned and sound. Kind of a little nostalgic there, seeing them walk through the ring.
Coming in next, again from Corey Jonke Show Pigs, is tag 37 and tag 38. Another pair of litter mates. Tag 37 would be 36-7, male pig, cold-blooded, tricked out. 38 would be the 36-6, cold-blooded, tricked out, another boar pig.
I'm not going to brag about Corey at all. I'm going to talk about his young man, son out here driving these pigs in the orange shirt. One of my favorite kids I ever get to hang around. I'm so glad I got to see you, old Ryman. This Ryman, he's a hammer. If you haven't met him, you little Texas girls, be careful. He's from South Dakota. He's going. You better watch out. He's full of it. But excellent, excellent pair of pigs they brought out here once again. That one he's driving, I think, has as much shelf life as any. You can show it early light or you can show it late big, but you're always going to have to show a high-quality one if you buy that pig. The one Corey has is probably just a little further out there yet in terms of some of its pieces. But I know Corey had merchandised a bunch of pigs yet, but he brought his best ones here, and I'm so glad he did. Excellent set of pigs from top to bottom.
All right, coming up next, we have tag 47 and 48 Fisher show pigs. Mike Fisher, that's been sitting here with me, giving commentary on these pigs, and I can't tell you, I was beyond the moon thrilled about him sitting up here and talking with me. I know how much Blake looked up to him. That was how I pinned him into this, and I made him do it. And me and Fisher himself, I got to take a trip to Indiana with him this past spring, and I've always looked up to the guy, and it solidified a friendship, I think, and I learned a lot on that trip, and he's just one of those guys that every time we go up there, we find good ones. He likes to feed good ones. We see things a lot similar, so it's fun to talk to those guys. So I'm going to introduce his pigs here, and then I'll let him talk about him. This is going to be tag 47, be 19-4, be the Barra pig, be a Cheeto snafu, no discussion. And then tag 48, be 23-9. This would be the Gilt Cheeto in-game, no discussion. That would be the blue pig, would be the Gilt pig.
I'm not gonna brag about these very much, but what I did do is I brought a pair of pigs that I thought would have some value for their next owners. No matter if you're wanting to go to maybe like a San Antonio Barrow show or a San Antonio or San Angelo Gilt show, but it's because of what Blake did for us. I mean, and I'm going to try to keep the emotion tucked into my pocket as much as I can. But what that guy did for us, a lot of people will never get that. But a boar that we had from him changed our lives. And I heard somebody say one thing that I never forget, and every time I think about it, I think of Blake. You're going to be blessed with 1, 2, or 3 animals your entire life that change everything. And one of those animals was warfare, and it came from Blake. And I still remember the story when I first heard about it. Me and Kevin Thomas were going to go look at a boar that I'd seen up in Oklahoma. I flew back to Oklahoma City, and I saw a boar, and I said, hey, I found one. I think I want to buy it. Let's go look. And he says, well, can I bring the new parent ag teacher with me? I said, I don't care. We're taking your truck and burning your fuel. I don't care who you take. So we drive all the way up to almost Oklahoma City, and we look at this boar, and he probably, it changed a little bit, and I didn't like him quite as well. And Kevin is telling me that he wasn't good enough, and I didn't need to spend $20,000 for a half-size pig that he didn't really just love, and I was agreeing with him. And all of a sudden, for the first words out of this young parent ag teacher's mouth were, I got one at the house that'll kick a hole in that one's butt. And I'm like, whoa, hold on now. That one's pretty good. I mean, I understand he's not drained the bank account, but he is a good hog. Well, that was warfare. And he was exactly right. He was one of those guys that if you've ever met Blake, he's not going to make big, bold statements very often, but when he does, you better listen. And that was the time. Thank God we listened, because the rest, as they say, is history, at least for our firm in terms of changing everything. So I'm not going to brag about these 2 pigs. I thought I like these pigs, not near as much as I like my good friend Blake. So we can exit those 2.
It's a good one. Again, thank you, Mike, for joining us up here. There was a reason I wanted you up here, and I think you just proved it. Blake's family that's sitting around the ring and friends, and that was why I wanted you here. That was why I got you at 2 in the morning and got you to agree to something that maybe you wouldn't have any other time, but I got you to do it this time, so thank you. Next up here, we have Stork Livestock, Macon Stork, again from Hamilton, Texas, same place where Blake grew up. I think I went to college with Macon. We worked together on the swine farm. If I recall correctly, Macon was the first one to tell me, like to introduce me to Blake, essentially. He was the first one to introduce me to Kevin Thomas. He was the first one to introduce me to Mike Fisher. Everything that we were breeding at the farm at that time was war fair, no fair, county fair. It was all of them. And I was a kid from high school that I showed I showed 2 bears a year. We showed a major, hit the gate, and we'd show at a county show and get 5th. That was what I did for 4 years, and we've kind of grown from that. And Macon was definitely the first step of that. So I've always appreciated Macon and his friendship because I got to learn a lot from that guy. And he was just a good friend through college and helped me learn how to feed hogs, helped me learn how to see them, and I appreciate that friendship. So in here we got 2 tags, or two lots, tag 45 and tag 46 from Stork Livestock. Tag 45 is going to be the male pig. That one is going to be a Woke Trick Daddy. Next contestant, that would be the one that Blaze is on. And then tag 46 is going to be the female gilt pig. She's going to be a 14-4, still standing, quite frankly, next contestant.
Well, Macon's not here, but if he was, I don't know if you'd get him riled up for anything. He's still the guy that if I needed somebody to hold the lit stick of dynamite, he'd be the one because he's as calm and relaxed as anybody I've ever met. But you want to talk about a place that my son there in the blue hat's working for now, and I couldn't be more excited because this guy's a true stockman. I mean, we bragged about a lot of people, and I need to brag about more of them. But I'm telling you, this guy, it don't matter what species of livestock. If you told him we're all going to quit raising pigs and quit raising goats and we're all going to raise chickens, I guarantee he's going to have the best chickens you see. The pair of pigs they brought here, I think, got a ton of good to it. And the gilt she's pretty punchy. If you want a skinny one, I don't know if I'd buy her. But if you want one that'll jackpot, still be a really high quality one in the end at a smaller weight, I think that one definitely does it. The barrow looks like to me like the feeding kind. His extension, his look is just outstanding, and his flexibility is really good. I think a pair of pigs that are very different kinds, but have a lot of promise if we go ahead and tackle the feat of feeding them the right way. I think both of them can be really competitive.
All right, next up we have the Voguses, Vogus Family Farms, Blazing Sevens, Vogus Blazing Sevens. Tag 42, 43, and 44. These guys, again, they were Blake's partners whenever Blake passed away. They'd been partners for, Blake had been helping y'all, 4 or 5 years now? Almost 7, yeah. I knew it had been quite some time. So it's been almost 7 years. These guys were around Blake, learning from Blake. In the ring here, we have tag 42. That would be a 1-4 male pig, walk-off smoke. That's a York classifier. 43 is going to be the female 1-7 mate gilt there, walk-off smoke. And then 44 is going to be the 5-1, the male pig, hang tight, broken record.
A little bit on the younger end of pigs we've seen here, but I'm telling you, definitely on the top end of the quality as well. The little male hog, I think that one, the little belted hog coming at us, or over there in the corner right now, this thing is obviously not old enough and experienced enough on just showing himself off, but I would encourage you to go back and look at this pig. I think this one is extremely promising. If you want to talk about a pig that goes to the later set of shows, I think this one definitely does that, but man, is he good. That one's gonna, be one that I know they're probably thinking like I was. We need to bring something pretty high quality to represent what we're doing at our friend's sale. And this one's not 12 o'clock, but I'm telling you, when he does get that way, he's going to scare a lot of expensive show pigs because he's wide, he's good built, he's sound. That one's extremely high quality. The two white pigs are two that are just a little bit different. I think the gilt is one that probably you can get right out of the gate and be very competitive with her right off the bat. The male hog might take just a minute longer, but just study that one's length of hip and skeleton. Very high quality white pig. Very young pigs, very high quality pigs. You're going to have to look in just a little closer on them, but their quality is definitely not to be overmatched by anybody.
All right, next in is 4B. 4B would be Truman and Terry Bays, a group that bought the lot out of the dispersal sale to bring a couple of head here. Excited to have those guys from Hamilton natives, known Blake a long time. Terry's the ag teacher there. I got to student teach there and be there, and I learned a lot from those guys there, and I enjoyed my time in Hamilton, Texas. I think it's a good place to be. So here we have tags 73 and 74. Tag 73 going to be litter mates here. 73 is going to be 6-10, be the female, whiteout explicit. 74 is going to be 6-4, the boar pig, whiteout explicit.
Obviously, as different as two pigs can be in terms of their color pattern and their gender, but very well matched in terms of quality. I mean, hogs that got a lot of big show kind of quality to them, but they still got that just that extra just ruggedness and stoutness that it takes even on the smaller scale to go ahead and get noticed and be way up the line. I think those two are as big boned and burly as anything we've seen the entire night. Very high quality pigs. Thank you for bringing that very nice pair to the show or to the sale.
All right, last lot for 4B here would be tag 75. Tag 75 would be a 7-8, be a gilt pig. Let's go, broken record. Crossbred gilt.
Gilt here, a little greener in her kind of presentation here today, but one that I think I see a lot of promise in just in terms of its extension and look up front. Very high quality kind of pig. Maybe not just as far along here today, but we're just selling them. We're not showing them yet. So I think that one still has a ton of future to it.
All right, next up we have Ally Genetics. That's Weston Charles up there in Colorado. When we were going through guys to get here that are just have good sets of hogs, I've seen a bunch of these things down here. We got a buddy that shows a bunch of them, and I've seen a bunch of them down here. They're good hogs, and our buddy Lane Mai mentioned him, said he'd be a good one. He's going to send good pigs. I don't think he made that up by any means. This would be tag 84 and 85. Two gilts here be lead off. Tag 84 would be lead off, tricked out, and then tag 85, 58-3, lead off, next contestant, the King Little Bro.
Well, I'm telling you, it kind of makes me think of Blake a little bit. We got the gilts out here because one thing he always believed in was the power of the female in this deal, and this is a firm that if you don't know about them, you need to maybe do just about 15 seconds of research and realize they probably put as much emphasis on the quality of the females back in their deal as Blake used to. I remember him buying some high dollar females. He bought some cheap, but he was always buying quality. In this firm here, definitely invested in buying some phenomenal females to build their deal off. And when you see these two gilts out here, you can see it. I mean, we can all try to do it the cheap way. We can do it the quick way. But then there's times that you got to do it the long way and the expensive way. And this firm here has definitely done it the right way. So excellent pair of gilts they brought us here. I can't be more excited about seeing how them things turn out in the end and hearing back about how much hardware they gather up for their new owners.
Then our last two consignments of the preview would be lot 86 and 87. They'll be coming out here. Lot 80 or tag 86 would be 59-2. 87 would be 59-5. Pair of litter mates here. 86 would be the boar pig, only way sold, never before. Tag 87, 59-5, Barra pig, only way sold, never before. The mother of these would be a $70,000 King's purchase from Boble.
Well, I don't need to repeat myself, but like I said, investment in sow herds always seem to pay off. This is one that looks like it's paying off very fast to me because that's a pair of them there that got a ton of good to them, but they're the kind that get better every day you own them. I think the upside of them too, it's kind of fitting we end up with them too, because I think their upside is as high as anything we had run through the ring today. So pay attention to the sale order. If you have any questions, there's a lot of very, very good livestock people around here. If you need to, call me. I'll get you their phone numbers. And there's a lot of high-quality pigs here that can fill almost any need you have for a show pig. But thank you for the excellent set of pigs that the consigners brought.
Yeah, thank you guys, those of y'all that came to view in person, and then those of y'all online. Tomorrow we'll make a Facebook post about it. Based on the time that we spent doing the preview today, we're going to go ahead and push that preview to 10:30, kind of make those things roll a little smoother, not much downtime. But we're going to move that preview to 10:30. We'll make a post on that so y'all can see that. We look forward to seeing y'all. We got a good set of pigs. Hopefully we'll have the sale order out late tonight. If not, it'll be first thing in the morning. But thank y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in. Thank y'all for being here. We're going to see how this goes. We're trying to raise money for a scholarship for a good friend.